Hey friends, here we are. It's me, Christiana Gaudet, your Tarot Fairy Godmother. It's Saturday. That means it is time for the Saturday Psychic Sampler. That's where I ask, a question? No, other way around. That's where you ask a specific question and I give you a specific answer. Okay, so rules of engagement. Ask a specific question. The more specific, the better. You may ask for other people, but one question per person. And while I really appreciate your super chats, super stickers, they won't skip you ahead in line. But I do want to start out by saying a huge thank you to Janine Barnes. Thank you for the generous super chat. Really appreciate it. And a special shout out to the members and the moderators and everyone for being here. If you're new here, please do subscribe. Hit the bell. All right, let's get going. And let me just remind you, we got a class coming up, don't we? What do we have coming up? What we have coming up is on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, 7 p.m. The link is already up. Tarot numbers. How the number, every tarot card has a number on it, except arguably the Fool, because we argue about whether or not 0 is a number. But, you know. And okay, so the courts are ranks, not numbers. But virtually every tarot card has a number, and what does that number mean? How do we use that in our readings? That's what we're playing with today. That's what we're doing. All right, let's get going. There's a weird technical thing going on my end, but I got it worked out, so we're good. We're good. There was an update, not on my end. All right. Let's get started. The first question, Mix You Here, Michelle, so nice to see you. Oh, and friends, by the way, I am using the very beautiful and beloved Light Seers Tarot. I do have my charm bowl. If I feel like it, I'll do some charms. If I don't feel like it, I won't. That's where we're at today. All right. Okay, Mix You Here. I'm struggling finding a romantic connection. Wondering if my suspicions are true that I might be a gray asexual, someone who mostly doesn't want sex but occasionally does, and maybe I'm assigning, one, too much importance to having a relationship. Maybe I just haven't found the right person yet. I know this is a larger issue, but any insight is appreciated. Well, I appreciate you for asking this question. That's a fabulous question. But there's a part of me that's already like, are we sure you're asking the right question? Because there's sexuality, but then there's also romanticism. The issue really is not as much about whether you are gray, asexual, asexual, or sexual. The issue is really, are you romantic or aromantic? Or gray aromantic? Because that's the one, really. That's the one that will determine whether or not you should be in a relationship, right? Is that true? I think that's true. So let's take a look. Let's look at all the things. Let's take a look at all the things. All right. Oh, Katie Kondo, so nice to see you. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. All right. So first of all, Mix You Here. I feel like many people, like your sexuality is very fluid, and just being open to that is good. I think in terms of your romanticism, the thing is we're putting the cart ahead of the horse here. Because I think you have a lot of issues stemming from family stuff, stemming from childhood stuff, school kid stuff, whatever, around trust and intimacy. And I'm not even talking about sexual intimacy. I'm talking about real vulnerability, emotional intimacy. And I feel like there's a lot of issues there. So I think we don't really know if you do naturally want a relationship, but you have a lot of fear there, or if you really don't want a relationship. So I feel like, yes, the idea that we don't have to put importance on finding someone as much as putting importance on finding yourself. That's the key. Finding yourself, healing yourself, finding yourself in community. And then, whatever relationships, platonic, romantic, sexual, whatever relationships are to emerge will emerge, and it will be an organic process. But I think so that was a very long answer. The short answer is yes. You're putting too much emphasis on finding that one relationship when what you need to do is be leaning into finding yourself, finding your healing. But I wouldn't have that be connected to your sense of identity as much, if that makes sense. All right, let me know what you think about that. All right, and here we go. Next one up is George. Glad you're here. Do I see you marrying Mohammed? Let's take a look. I think there is some sort of an opportunity there. But I wonder, is this something you want to do, or is this something you see as an opportunity that could be helpful to you? Maybe it could be helpful. Maybe. So there's a possibility there. Yolanda, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. We appreciate you. What can I expect of my new place of employment and my supervisor, specifically work culture, life balance, personalities, promotion potential? Let's take a look. These are not people who are going to give you a lot for doing nothing. So what I mean by that is everybody works hard, and there is a culture that we all work hard here, which could be a little toxic, so you have to be careful about that. The supervisor probably is not a micromanager, but is also not patient. So be careful there. Your ability to have work-life balance, even though I think these are people who pride themselves on hard work, and there is this whole culture of hard work here, I think there is also a culture of work-life balance, so work hard, play hard. I think that's all right. Personalities in general, there's personalities anywhere you go. You'll like some, you won't like some, like anywhere else. Potential for promotion, perhaps. I feel like this is a better job than what you had before. I feel like professionally this is good for your resume. It's good for your experience. Are you going to love it? Better than what you had before. For sure. Jeannie Mnuchin, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Still in the trenches with my work with Eric, trying to find the arc. Is he directing and collaborating with his play in ways that will eventually bear fruit? I think so. I think there's ways that his vision and your vision aren't necessarily seeing each other, but I think it's going to be worth seeing where he's going with it, because I think it does make sense. I think there's something there that makes sense, for sure. Okay, and if for Linda, is the length of delay for Linda a problem? I don't think so, no. And for Dulce, did he eat something he should not have? Well, always. We know he does this, but has he done it recently? Probably. Probably yes, but it probably will not cause terrible issues this time. He's got a bad habit, and he's an artist's cat, so there's always going to be stuff around, no matter how careful you are. So it's a problem. All righty. Justine, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. So crazy, man. Jack has reached out. Oh my gosh. The audacity. That's all I can say is the audacity. At least he should have had the good graces and common sense to keep himself hidden. Okay, guess who I finally heard from last night? Jack, the ghost. He must have seen my stories posted from the Sublime concert. I didn't see your stories posted from the Sublime concert. I'm missing you somewhere on social media, probably on your Insta. So I got to get better on that. My goodness. And Sublime, way to bury the lead. I want to hear everything about the Sublime concert. Oh my gosh. It felt so good to leave his ass on red. That's great. This is not even a tarot question necessarily, but hell, why not ask the cards? What do I need to know about him reaching back out to me? What would be a high value response if he texts me again? I love it. I love it. So why the heck is Jack the Ghost reaching out after all this time? Because he wants some of that sweet stuff. You know, he is audacious beyond belief. Because you asked him a clear question that he just didn't answer. And now all this time goes by and now he reaches out again. I think it's exactly what it looks like. And the high value answer is no answer. Because anytime you've asked him any sort of a question or done anything other than, sure, let's get together. Anytime you've done that, he just leaves you on red. So I think the highest value thing here is to leave him on red because that's all his ass deserves. That's what I have to say about that. I know you're at work, but let me know what you think. All right. Melissa Grosso, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Yesterday was the birthday of my dear friend JR, who passed away 2 years ago. His birthday reminder was the first thing I saw at 4:30 in the morning. Oh, God, that's so hard. Any messages from him, anything he wants me to know. And again, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. He is aware of how much he is missed by you, by his family. He is aware of how incredibly irreplaceable he is. And so y'all did a good job in life making him feel loved. And that's sort of what he's reflecting back to you. He wants you to know that he sees so many good opportunities for you and so many good things in your life. And he just wants you to know that he's watching you and he's celebrating you. Okay. Jenny, nice to see you. My mom was really mean to me this week about my mental health. I'm sorry. I think she's being mean to me because she's jealous of the attention my dad is giving me. Is that correct? Does she regret what she said to me? Wow. Jenny, that's some heavy stuff. I am so sorry. That's heavy. My gosh. So let's take a look. Let's see what we got. Okay, first of all, mean to you about your mental health specifically. And let's look at that because I feel like your mother does not have a lot of understanding of mental health or mental health issues. And so I feel like she really needs to educate herself, but she's not someone who's likely to do that. And that's kind of a problem. And in fact, excuse me for saying this, but I feel like some of the issues that your mother has, like, I believe it's possible. I'm not a doctor. I can't make a diagnosis. But I wonder if your mom herself has undiagnosed, untreated mental health issues. I wonder if there is sort of generational trauma here. And that's one of the reasons that you're suffering, perhaps both nurture and nature. So this is like way complex in a lot of ways. So do I think she's being mean because she's jealous of the attention your dad is giving you? I mean, there is a very weird dynamic in your family that I'm just here to say, like, let's not even normalize this because that's not a way for people to be. Like, if that is the case, and I can neither confirm nor deny it, but if it is the case, that says, like, that's not okay. That's not like, oh, well, she's just jealous about this. That's not healthy. That's not okay. And if there's even like remotely a chance that that is the dynamic here, you need to recognize how abnormal and unhealthy that is. It has nothing to do with you. It's her. And so whatever the issue is, like I don't feel like it's your job to understand what's going on in your mother's head right now. I think it's your job to take care of yourself. And if that means as much as possible absenting yourself from people who are not respectful to you, then as soon as possible try to do that. If that means just not engaging, then as soon as possible try to do that. But you have to protect yourself and you have to do what's right for you. And that will not include worrying about why your mother is behaving the way she is. If that makes sense, I hope that's helpful. Good luck. And do I think she regrets what she said to you? I don't think her mind works that way. I really don't. I think you may be looking at the source of a lot of your problems here, quite frankly. Good luck. Okay, and Morgana the Great, you're up next. All right, here we go. Hang on one second here. Okay. How does he feel about me not saying anything after July 10th? I think he figures the conversation is over. I don't know that he has any particular feelings about it one way or the other, but I think he acknowledges that you're not saying anything to him. All right, Queen Kalharius, Renata, so nice to see you. Oh, this is a tough one. My mom goes to a psychic that I feel is really phony. That lady gives me the creeps. I would like to know if she's really a scammer or am I being judgmental? So there's scammer, there's well-intentioned bad psychic, there's well-intentioned and toxic believing psychic. There's all kinds of ways that a reader can be harmful. And in fact, there's probably more harmful readers out there than there are helpful readers. Sad to say, but I think this is the truth. So the person that your mother sees, scammer, I'm sorry, but that's what I think. Please, I'm so sorry. And I don't want to be judgmental of other people in my field, but I do feel like I do feel I feel like this person will say whatever to get, this is scammer. Sorry, but there it is. I agree. All right. Raquel, it's so nice to see you, and thanks for being a member here. We really appreciate you. Thanks for using members-only emojis, Raquel. Getting into that teacher frame of mind. We start on the 1st, all right, and students come on the 10th. Any insight on those first few weeks, including E going on his August trip? So E going on his August trip, I think is fine. I'm not worried about that particularly. Back to school for you, Raquel. I feel like you're going to have to really work up your gumption on it this year. Not easy. But fine. It's really going to be fine. It's just fine. Honestly, I feel like you're going to be prepared for a much bigger battle than what it's really going to be. It's just fine. Leslie Jones. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Can I really trust what Fernanda says about a certain situation? I feel like I can, but I'd like to check just to be sure. Let's take a look. I would just remember that, I think Fernanda is speaking honestly from her opinion and knowledge. I believe that. But it is her perspective. So there's that. But I think she is, being honest from that. She's speaking from what she knows and feels in her own heart. Pamela Scott, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. How does he currently feel about me? No contact. Yeah, I think we're done here, aren't we? I mean, I feel like we're done. And that's probably what that's about. I don't know who initiated the no contact, but he seems comfortable with the no contact. All right. Cassandra, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. My hubby comes to visit for a week on Monday. Hallelujah. I'm so glad. He leaves on my first day back to work, hopefully for a good time all together. Question for school, will I have a good group this year? So first of all, just as far as your ability to have time together, I mean, the problem is there's so much pressure on it. You haven't seen each other. It's a short period of time. The pressure for it is hard. Try to take the pressure off and just enjoy it and remember that you love each other. And it's a lot. And for him, it's a little bit of culture shock going from one thing to another, where the expectations in each space are very, very different. So low expectation will be the best yield for you having a really nice, loving time to reconnect. In terms of you going back to school, this year is going to start out looking bad, but I promise you it's not going to be as bad as you think. All right. All right, Adriana, you're up next. Thank you so much for being here. Just looking at some of the feedback. Oh, Jenny, you hit the nail on the head. My mom has major anxiety, which I also have, and she's super weird. She gets jealous of my grandma with my dad even. Yeah, I mean, there's something there that is really, really not healthy. And yeah, we have to have a lot of compassion for her, but you need to protect yourself. So thanks for that feedback. I appreciate it. All right, let me go back. And Adriana, you're up next. What is the Christine S. issue? What is Christine's issue with me? Will she be hired for the internal project coordinator role internally? Okay, so we're going to work backwards. Will she be hired for that role? She's really being considered for it. I think it's likely that she will be, but not a done deal. And what's her issue with you? Yeah, she is not nice to you. She definitely has an issue with you. She has a huge issue with you. That's true. And what is it? I know exactly what it is. It's because she knows that you will not corroborate her bullshit. She knows that you will speak the truth. And she doesn't like that. She wants someone who will corroborate whatever her story is. And she knows you're not one who will do that. So she doesn't trust you. And you know what? She shouldn't trust you because you're not going to be that person. So basically, you won't support her lack of integrity. That's what it comes down to. Hey, Medea Ness, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. I was trying to choose between two things. I wasn't sure if I pulled cards that supported either idea, so I decided there might be an unknown third choice. Still, I'd love if you would pull cards for me. I could take classes on A, tropical astrology, B, Vedic astrology, C, don't get distracted by astrology at all, focus on tarot only. Right, okay. Okay, so here we go. Tropical astrology, Vedic astrology, no astrology. Why not all of the above? All of the above. You might want to look at shamanic astrology as well. I mean, there's a lot of different branches. I would say play with it all. Play with it all. And just saying, we're heavy on astrology at StarCon 2024 this year. It's coming up, just letting you know. All right. Adrija Roy, so nice to see you. I want to know if H is with somebody else and his current feelings toward me. I don't think he's with anyone else right now, but I also don't think he's known you long enough to be able to develop feelings towards you. So I don't, I think it's, it's a wait and see. Claire C., thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Will my sister drive safely across the state with her poor eyesight? Oh my gosh, should she be driving at all? Will her trip be okay? I think it will be. I think there's a lot of people thinking she should stop driving, though. So there is that. Nalini, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. What is Maria's problem with me, and is she trying to get me fired? I'm not sure that she has a problem with you specifically. Is she trying to get you fired? No. I don't think she understands her actions. I don't think she understands. I think she's just kind of impulsive and says and does, I think she's just weird socially. And when I say weird, there's probably a clinical thing, right? There's something going on with her, but I don't think it's intentional. That's the point, not intentional. Barbie Bird, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. I'd like to know if I should reconsider taking N to my friend's wedding next month. Okay, let's see. If you take N to the wedding, how does that go? Yeah, it's not the best. If you don't take N, yeah, I think you're right to be considering this. I think you're absolutely right. This may not be the best event for that. You may be better not. I think you're right. Maria Baresi, it's so nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I am burning the candles at both ends, so to speak, to cover my monthly expenses, and it continues to be an epic fail. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Will this always be the case? When, if ever, will it get easier and semi-relaxing? Oh my gosh. Will this always be the case? No, but there's got to be some changes. There are some basic problems. This will get fixed. You will fix this. I promise you will fix this. What do you have to do to fix it? I think there has to be some changes in some of the basic structure and premise of what you're doing, what the expenses are, how it's working. There may need to be some larger changes. And with those larger changes, it will be great. It will be great. It will work out. It'll be okay. Right now, I think it really just is trial and error. And what you're doing right now isn't working, but keep trying other things and you'll find the combination that works, I promise you. Ali Mammon, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. I feel blocked and tired all the time. I have answers and questions, yet so very lazy, but also fearful. That doesn't sound very fun at all. I'm so sorry. What does the universal spirit, ancestors, and spirit guides want me to know? I don't know whether I'm the problem or I've got a negative anchor and chain wrapped around me. So what's going on? Why are you feeling this way? I don't think it's spiritual, and I don't think you're the problem per se. I think you're dealing with something for real. And I think it's probably emotional, psychological, psychiatric, somewhere in there, having to do with you understanding who you are, what matters to you, what your belief system is, how you want your life to be. And I think you're just going through a deep struggle. And what made sense to you in the past maybe doesn't make sense to you now. And maybe you don't know what makes sense to you now. So this may be something where you want to look at therapy. This may be something that requires some deep introspection. But don't be judging yourself. And so, yes, it's you. Yes, you have to look at yourself. But it's not something to be judgmental about or like you're somehow bad or a problem. It's not like that. You're not a problem, but you have a problem. And your problem is you have to figure out who you are and how you want to show up in the world. And that's not easy, but you'll figure it out and be fine. All right. Teresa, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Thanks for being a moderator here. Thanks for using members only emojis. We appreciate you. Will it work out for me to take August off and finish my degree in the fall? I feel totally burned out and unmotivated, but worry about taking the break. Well, and I can understand with what you've had go on recently, I can understand why taking a break would make sense. So if you take this break, you'll feel guilty and bad and will probably have a very hard time leaning into it and enjoying it. Very hard time. So what should you do here? What should you do? This is take the break. This is don't take the break. I recognize that, I recognize you could use a break, but I'm afraid if you take the break, you're going to regret it and you're going to be angry with yourself. So here's the deal. If you choose to take the break, then lean into it and freaking enjoy it. Or decide you don't want to take the break and just go forward. Either is fine, but do not take the break and then sit around regretting it, which is what you're poised to do right now. Don't do that piece. Seriously. All right, Lisa Harmon, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Thanks for using members only emojis. I'd like to know if there are any messages from my ancestors. I mean, yes. But it's really the story that you know, Lisa, in a lot of ways, which is that the entire ancestral energy is around being defensive and unhappy and thinking that there's no fix for it. And you're the one who has figured out that there is indeed a fix. So it is kind of cool that they know that and see that, isn't it? That is kind of cool. So there's that. Febborn, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Just received the sweetest message from my niece. I've never told you this, but you've made a major impact on my life. That's beautiful. I'm floored. I love that. Anyway, what's coming toward me? Well, in that spirit, I think you're looking at the situations and people that made a major impact on your life in a negative way and trying to heal that and transmute that. And that's what you're doing. That's really your process. So that you can be really clear about what is real, not what is a reaction to traumatic stuff, but what is real. And I think that's what it is. You're getting to what is real. Janine Barnes, it's so nice to see you. Thank you again for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Our work as civil service is changing September from 20 years experience, my comfort zone, to a totally new work area. Scary. Advice as I'm struggling mentally and in my personal life. So this change, coming out of your comfort zone, of course that feels scary. And I think you're a person who can have some issues with anxiety anyway. And I think you fear the learning curve and that makes you anxious. But when we look at how this job shift will be, it'll take you a minute to figure it out. And you're not one who likes change, but Janine, it's really going to be okay. It's really fine. I think you are best to embrace it and know it will be okay and say it will be okay and encourage the okayness of it within yourself. And I think that's going to help you best. I really, really believe that. Really do. And I think that, there's been some struggle beyond that, above and beyond that and before that. There's been some struggle, but this thing going on with the job creates all the other struggle, makes it so much worse. And so just dealing with all the struggle, the answer is, it's hard right now, but you are healing and you will heal. It will not be like this forever. I promise. I promise. Martha Vink, so nice to see you. My 2 siblings really want our parents to move to an assisted living apartment. I'm not convinced. My question is, would they be better off in an apartment or might there be other helpful options? Oh, baby cakes, I skipped you yesterday. I'm so sorry. I will absolutely do that and your question. I'm so sorry. And you're right up after Martha. Thanks for your patience. Okay. So Martha, my 2 siblings really want our parents to move to an assisted living apartment. Okay. I agree with your siblings. I think you have to find the right space, but the right space I think is going to get better because it's going to give them more freedom, more opportunity, more independence. So looking at the right space, ideally independent living, assisted living, where they can step in, make sure it works financially. But I do think this is a good solution. I think it's worth looking at. And I think a lot of people sort of have in their minds this, the images that we've seen. And this is different than that. This is really something that would support more vibrant, more active lifestyle. So I think it's worth looking into. All right, baby cakes, here we go. This is your wrap up for the week that was, and you're still traveling, so that's fun. But the thing is, I think in this past week, other than getting skipped for your wrap up, I think there were some things that you saw and witnessed, either personally or what you saw in the places that you visited that felt off. That there's some things going on that are feeling off. And you need to look at what that is. Is that within you? Is that within a relationship? Is that what you're seeing going on in the world? And what do you want to do about that? So be present for that. And the question, baby cakes, how will the next leg of my trip look? How's August going to treat me on the Portugal-Spain vacation? I am so excited for you. Oh my gosh. I think overall very good, but again, there could be some weird social stuff. I don't know if this is people you're traveling with or people you're visiting, but again, there could be some weird social stuff, but overall very good. Take good care of yourself, though. Make sure you're eating right, sleeping right. This is a lot. It's a long way. It's a long time to be away from home. Make sure you have some downtime and also some fun time and some creative time. And wow, I think this is going to be really good. Overall, really, 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 really good. I'm excited for you. Hey, Cassia, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Thanks for using members-only emojis. We appreciate you. We've missed you. Glad you're back. My family decided not to help you. How can you survive by yourself? You're going for a cheaper place, which is a good idea. Honestly, I know it feels hard, but I think you're going to survive by yourself better. How you're going to survive by yourself is better. Yes, you need a cheaper place. Yes, there are some things you're going to have to do, and it's hard emotionally, but I think you'll figure it out, and I think you'll be fine. And remember that singing voice. I think you should be making money singing. That's really where I sit with this. For reals. All right, Bianca, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. How will the end of the year be for me? And if y'all like live readings, Bianca Tarot does live readings on her channel too. Make sure you check her out. How will the end of the year be for me? I'm returning back to school this semester. Congratulations. That's wonderful to finish up my bachelor's. A little nervous, but excited too. I love my classes. That's so great. Oh my gosh. So how will the return to school be? Nothing to worry about, my friend. This opens you up to healing. You're gonna have to have good boundaries in so many ways to take care of yourself and all the things you got going on. And I'm like, this is the right thing for you, but I think in a lot of ways, like, you're still unsure about your journey in the long run, but you know that this is the right thing to do on the journey. So lean into that. And there's so many more decisions that you're going to be making that you don't feel equipped to make right now, and that's okay. That's okay. It'll all unfold as it needs to. It's hard work, but it's going to be so, so worth it. So lean into it and make it happen. This is good. This is like the best thing you could be doing for yourself. Very good. All right. Ashley, I would like to know why a lot of stuff at my job, they just have an attitude problem. And is it time to move on from this job? I feel the energy is off. Yeah, move on and move on swiftly. Go get another job. Seriously. This place does not treat you fairly. The energy is off. You feel like the energy is off because the energy is off. Yeah, the energy is off. For sure. For sure. So, yeah, I feel like you could very quickly go get another job, and so you should. Katie Kondo, thanks for being here, and thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. Is there a chance for reconciliation this weekend? There is a chance for you to say what's on your mind, and there is a chance, I don't know. Reconciliation may be a strong word. Sort of, it's worth a conversation. There's a chance for a conversation. Okay. So nice to see everyone here. Okay, next question I see is Faith. Thanks for being here. How to improve my marriage with the Capricorn. I'm a Scorpio. What do I need to do? You have to be your Scorpio self. First of all, and you have to look for what's going to make you happy and ask for what you need. Don't expect him to know what you need. Ask for what you need. Ask him to ask for what he needs. The two of you got to be talking to each other about what your needs are. That's what I think. Virginia, my husband passed away last year. I'm so sorry. Do you see a new partner for me? I think, Virginia, you're still going through it. And at this point, I feel like I feel like now is not the time for a new partner. I feel like you're still in it. You're still in your grief. You're still figuring out who you are. You're still figuring out what your life is, and what it's going to be. And I think you're going to need to be doing that for a little while longer. It's too soon. It's too soon. Do I think there will be a new partner for you in your life over time? Yes, I do. I do. But I think you have to find yourself first before you find a partner. Good luck. Karen Hendershot, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Finlay and I are really struggling. Would he be happier in another home? Now, you know I am a fan of you having a puppy, but I also know that it's just like romance. You know, not every puppy is right for every person. Not every person is right for every puppy. Would it make sense to... Okay, is Findlay the right dog? See, I think you can work this out. I think you have the option to work it out. I think you do have that option. I think that if you wanted would Finley be happier in another home? No. The issues that you see with Finley are not about you. The issues with Finley are with Finley. Now, the question is Finley damaged on some level to where he's not going to be able to click in and do what he needs to do? Can he grow up to be in anybody's home? I think, yes, he can be. He can. Can you be the person to do this? I think you can be. The question is, do you want to be? And no shame either way. If you can't do it right now, it's okay. And you could find another place for him, get another dog that's a better fit for you. It's all good. But if you want to do this, you can do this. It's just a matter of, do you want to? No shame either way. Michelle F., so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Will my partner and I move in together in the next year? Let's take a look and see. I think there's questions around it. I think there's some things, Michelle, that would really have to be talked about and determined before we know if this will happen. I don't think it's a done deal either way. Smile Soul 20, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Dr. Aled, nice to see you. Could you please give me some insight on the 3 interviews I had? Wow, I feel a lot of confusion. And the insight I'm going to give you is if there's something that feels weird in those interviews, or if the energy felt weird, or if you felt weird, it's not you. It's not you. What might come out of those interviews? I'm not sure if anything will. But in the long run, everything is fine. And I would just say, if there's anything that made you feel weird there, it's them, not you, and don't let it get to you. Everything is fine and will be fine. Rosemarie, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. What do my spirit guides and angels want me to know? Oh, hang on just one second. Just over-scrolled. Give me a minute. Here we go. Rosemary, you have to really open your heart to love yourself. You need to be more loving toward yourself. That is the most important thing, really, right now. You may say you're doing it, but you're not doing it enough. Do it more, do it better. Seriously. Betty Flesher, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We had a contractor who agreed to do our home improvement project in April. He's ghosted us with not a word. What's his problem? Oh my gosh, and again, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I think he's got a lot of problems. If you gave him money or a deposit or whatever, then you're going to have to try to get your money back. Otherwise, just be glad he's gone and find somebody else, because he's got issues. Fatima, in a long-term relationship, and he got so angry and left. I'm sorry. Will we reconcile and fix the relationship? I think there will be an opportunity to have a conversation, but my question to you is, should this relationship be fixed? I feel like you've just been given a golden, get out of jail free card. You should take it, in my opinion. I mean, up to you, but really. All right. Smile Soul 20. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. My question is, 2 coworkers, one that has my job title, are going to another department in less than a week. Will they fill those positions? At least one of the positions will be filled, maybe not the other one. And how does that change the dynamic of your workspace? I feel like things are going to be in flux for a while. You may have people who are rotated in temporarily. Things are going to be in flux for a while, but in the long run, it's going to be an improvement. Sayoni, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Do you see a promotion for me? or some achievement or like recognition with work in the next 6 months. Mm. 6 months, I'm not sure. 10 months to a year, yes. Divine abundance. Struggling financially. I'm sorry. Should I go for another job, or can you say how to improve my finances? I think another job makes sense. I think there will be other things that you can do to improve your finances that will just involve looking at the money and being logical about it. But I do think another job makes sense. It really does. And, oh my goodness gracious, Betty Flesher, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. That's really kind. And I'm sorry that happened to you. Man, that is the worst with contractors. It happens so often. Linda G, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Will we reconcile this year or ever? Okay. I don't think it'll happen this year. I mean, why? Why? I feel like you're looking at the past and you're telling yourself these stories about why a reconciliation would work. But I would ask you to look at that again. Because why? Why go backward when you could go forward to something else? Just saying. A table for one. Thanks for being here, Diana. Thanks for being a member. I'm so excited for what you got going on. Will my new land work out, and when will it be livable with a tiny house? Oh, a tiny house is so cool. Oh my gosh. Okay. The new land takes time, but will work out great. It takes time to get it all together, but it's going to be great. It's absolutely going to be great. And livable with a tiny house, how quickly could we see that happening? It'll take some time. I mean, I feel like it's next year, but it's not that long, you know? I mean, before a year has passed, that would be my guess. Kanshin Verma, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Yes, I am healthy. I appreciate that. I have some people who are classmates. I think it's 10 years ago. A lot of time has passed. I've noticed some of these classmates keep sending requests on Insta. And then after some time unfollow. And when I also unfollow, then they again send me requests. I notice these patterns. I don't find any sense of maturity in such nuisance acts. I want to know what's the reason, because it's been a long time and it's very childish. So you know they aren't even sticking to unfollowing me. I think they're just sort of trying to get your attention, and it's not really meant to be upsetting or whatever. I think these are people who are like not happy in their own lives and don't have anything better to do. I wouldn't read too much into it, and just don't let it get to you. It's not a big deal. It's not a thing. Truthfully, is Jay still with a third party? Should I reconsider him or move on with someone else? Is he trustworthy? I mean, honestly, it doesn't take a psychic. The fact that you would ask that question that way suggests that you don't trust him. And if you don't trust him, then he's clearly not trustworthy, because he's already proven himself to be not worthy of your trust, in my opinion. So yeah, move the heck on. Move on. Nalini, that's some totally new perspective, right? Barbie, how to tactfully disinvite. I know, that's so hard. Trey. Here it is. Trey Cameron, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. A random Akashic record told me for free that I had a significant past life in 3000 BC in what would be today China. Any truth to this? Fair? I don't see why it wouldn't be true. I like it. I'd lean into it. I think it makes perfect sense. Go for it. Yes. I think there's some truth there. For sure. For sure, yes. Bouncer into club. Who's more trustworthy, C or F? Interesting question. Wow. They're both trustworthy and not trustworthy, each in their own way. They will both act according to their own agenda, but they have different agenda. So the key for you is you have to figure out with each person what the agenda is, and then figure out, because it depends what you wanted to trust them with. That would really be the question. Gina Rutledge, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Oh, Diana, the wheel reversed on Monday. You had to replace your car and some issues regarding that, but you made it work. Well done. Well done. Oh, Teresa, thank you for that feedback. Appreciate it. Janine, thank you for your feedback. Jackie Masters. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Jackie Masters. Do my ancestors have a message or guidance for me about my new employer and job? Will my finances improve, and can I improve my relationship with money? I love these questions. Ancestors' message or guidance about me and the new employer and the job. Remember that it's a job, and that, on one level, we do try to derive personal pleasure from the work we do. But be careful, because sometimes you'll take things personally that aren't meant personally, and especially in the workplace, that can be problematic. So don't bring your emotional self to the job in some ways. That's important. Will your, and the new employer, I think you're walking into a situation that is already problematic, but you've got the skills to do it. But again, you can't overthink yourself. You've got to know you've got the skills. You've got to be super logical and build relationships with people very quickly. Will your finances improve? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. See it, StarCon, my friend. Yeah. And can you improve your relationship with money overall? Oh, absolutely, yes, and you're already doing it. You're already working on it, Jackie. This is all a good thing. I'm looking forward to this for you. Tortoiseshell Moon, Kathy, nice to see you. I had a job interview for a job I really want. I think it went well. I got a good vibe. I find out on Tuesday. Any advice from the universe, and will I get it? And do I have a shot? All right. And again, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. So the advice is this. If you get the job, you'll do well at it. It'll be okay. It may not be a forever job, but it'll be good for now. It'll be a good transition. The really good vibe that you got, I don't know how real that is. That may be manufactured. I'm not sure. Do I think you will, in fact, get this job? 50-50. I would go either way. I could go either way. I guess if I had to put money on it, I lean more toward yes. Yes, you will get the job. If I had to put a thumb on the scale, I lean more in that direction. So yes, I think that you could have this job. If you don't get this job, you still need a new job, so keep looking. If you do get this job, I think you'll succeed at it. So it's all good either way. Jackie, Yolanda's question and the response resonated. So thank you, Yolanda. That's fabulous. Fabulous. Martha, hang on. Martha Vink, coming to your follow-up question. They've visited 3 places. Are any of those good potential, or have we not found the right apartment yet? I think there's good potential with some of them already. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think you're on the right path here. If you can make the finances work, if it all checks out, I think you're on the right path here. Wooju, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I want to know what I should focus on to improve my financial status. Whenever you want to spend money, think once, think twice. Like put a hold, like no impulse purchases. I'm concerned that you may have a tendency toward impulse purchases. So just taking that down will help so much. The other thing, I feel like you're capable of making more money than you are. I think you don't realize how smart you are. So increase your understanding of your intelligence. Oh, Michelle F., thanks for that feedback. Yeah, more to talk about first. So true, so true. Thank you, everyone, for the feedback. So appreciate it. Denise Woods, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Do I see us becoming more financially stable soon? Actually, yeah, I do. I think there's some good stuff coming here. Maybe through your own doing, maybe through good luck, one way or the other, but I do see some good things here. Oh, this is good from Rosemarie. I have a question. Anyone in the chat, respond if you want to. But do you believe in self-love spells? Like to do spells to love yourself more? Oh, yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. And I think people do it all the time without realizing it. You know, sometimes just going for a spa day, going for a massage, going for a pedicure, that's a self-love spell. And so if you just say, you know, I'm doing this because I love me. Doing yoga. You know, yoga is my self-love spell. I do yoga. I roll out my mat in my living room. And every posture is self-love. But you could also do like, you know, actual magic, candles, oils, incense, tarot cards, whatever, for self-love. Yes, yes, yes. Oh man, we should do a class on that. Magic for self-love. Let's do it. Oh my gosh, such a good idea. Thank you. And anyone else who wants to ring in on that, please do. Oh, Jackie, I will see you at StarCon 2024. Ooh! That makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. Trey, I don't think that was a weird question at all. I mean, past life stuff is worth being interested in. Oh, so Robin Renee, Dr. Aled, 2 went well, but the 3rd was a little weird. Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. And Aria Wilson, what can I do at this time to find some passion in my life? You know, I look at this card like very clearly, like you've got too many distractions. You have to let go of the distractions and look within. Let go of the distractions and look within. That's really the way it shows up, like what's there. Things that you used to enjoy, you may not enjoy anymore. You may need to do something new. Ask your 6-year-old self, what did your 6-year-old self enjoy doing? Your 7-year-old self. Ask that person. In fact, everyone, this is like such a good thing, you know, to look inside, like what did your 6-year-old self enjoy? What do you remember? Or around that age, and see how you could lean into something like that. Okay, and I love the conversation about self-love magic. Fabulous, fabulous. Yeah, you know, Rosemarie, here's what I would do. Okay, everyone, I'm going to make up a self-love candle spell right now. It's with a taper candle, right? Could be even a little birthday candle. But I want actually a little bit of a bigger one, ideally pink or blue. Pink for love, blue for unconditional love. Both are good. I'd carve my own name in it. I'd anoint it with rose oil, and I'd also put rose oil on myself. I would take like the Ace of Cups and the tarot card that I think represents me, which is the Queen of Wands, and I would put them together. And as I light the candle, I would just really breathe it in and just hold myself in love. And for as long as the candle burns. That's what I would do. Try that. Maybe it would be fun. All right. And you know what else I would do? I would put a stone. I'd put a clear quartz crystal right there, small one. Charge that with the spell and then carry that crystal so I always remember. And I have that energy with me all the time. That's what I would do. All right, my friends. I think I've come to the end of the questions. If I accidentally missed you, I'm so sorry. It is last call for readings, y'all. So ask your question if you haven't asked, or reiterate your question if I accidentally skipped you. I usually have 2 chat windows up, and I could only get 1 up today. And so I'm running at a handicap, technologically speaking. So if I didn't get to you, that's my excuse. Seriously. And yeah, there's a lot of talk about self-love with the Empress card. I love that. So good, so good, so good. All right, my friends, I think we did it here. Add a rose quartz to it. Yes, Betty, I would absolutely add a rose quartz to it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, so that's a good idea for a class in September. That'll be fun. Very good. All right, my friends, remember we have class on Tuesday. Hope to see you. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Thanks to the members, the moderators, people who helped out with Super Chats, Super Stickers. Please do like this video if you didn't already. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. We really appreciate you. Take good care.